That is going to be our deadline, largely in part because that's what the Taliban said the deadline is going to be. And that is the most frustrating thing.
1 week. It's seemingly a race against time for those trying to flee Afghanistan and for the people in the United States trying to help them. President Joe Biden stood firm on the August 31st deadline today as scared Afghanis try to reach the airport in Kabul to evacuate. Thank you for joining us tonight for 7 News at 6. I'm Steve Moore. Veterans in the United States who served in Afghanistan have now started their own efforts to help those who they worked with and became friends with leave the country. 7 News anchor Katherine Guyon joins us live now in the studio. She was in the room with veteran and West Virginia State Senator Ryan Weld as he spoke on the phone with a man he worked with whose life is in immediate danger. Katherine.
That man's name is Mohammed. He worked closely with Weld during the year he spent serving in the Zabul province of Afghanistan. Now Weld is calling all his contacts to get Mohammed and his family to safety because, as Mohammed told us on the phone today, the Taliban called and threatened his life.
He was the face of what they were trying to do there and the face of working with us. And so as a result of that, his life is in grave danger.
Weld explains Mohammed was a member of the provincial government and worked closely with he and other American troops, so he's well known. Now he gets calls from the Taliban swearing to find him and kill him.
Trying to work to get somebody out whose life is at risk because they chose to work with us is imperative. It's not something that I thought that I would be doing 10 years after I came home from Afghanistan.
Mohammed, his wife, and 6 children fled to Kabul as he tries desperately to get to the airport.
There were a lot of people, and I was not able to go there.
Mohammed says he's tried several times, but large crowds stand in his way.
We didn't access to talk with the U.S. Army or police because there were a lot of people in front of the airport, and that was impossible to get there.
Weld and a fellow veteran he served with are now calling all their contacts, trying desperately to get Mohammed and his family the correct documentation they need to get out of Afghanistan, as the Taliban issues more warnings to the people.
The Taliban warned the people, and they announced on social media that they are not allowing people to go to the airport.
Weld says this process is sad and difficult, and right now he's just using every resource he has.
That is going to be our deadline, largely in part because that's what the Taliban said the deadline is going to be. And that is the most frustrating thing, is that we're the United States of America. Do we need to leave Afghanistan? Absolutely. I spent almost a year of my life there. But do we need to just follow a deadline that has been set by the Taliban and they won't agree to an extension, so we just throw our hands up and say, that's the deadline we'll go with? It's inappropriate.
Weld told me this type of effort isn't unique, that it's probably happening all over the country with other veterans and the Afghans they served with. He says it's just difficult because there's no way for all of them to channel what they're trying to do. So for now, Weld just keeps making calls and trying to help Mohammed. Live in the 7 News studio, I'm Katherine Guyon, working for you.
Thank you, Katherine. Looking across the Mountain State now.